completion. And Catholic Pontiff proclaims 2025 as Jubilee Year of Hope. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Ifoma Ojinta. President Bola Tinubu arrived in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Thursday night to participate in the 38th ordinary session of the Assembly of the African Union AU Heads of State and Government. He was received at the airport by the Ethiopian Deputy Chief of Protocol, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, and the Charge d'Affaires of the Nigerian Embassy in Ethiopia, Ambassador Nasser Aminu. Ambassador Tuga later briefed President Tinubu on the summit and some diplomatic wings of the country. The session lasted until about 2 a.m. on Friday. Among the wins was the re-election of Ambassador Bankole Adeoye as African Union Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security. Nigeria also retained its seat on the African Union Peace and Security Council, reaffirming, in Ambassador Tuga's words, Nigeria's leadership and commitment to peace and security on the continent. This year's AU summits themed Justice for Africans and People of African Descent through preparations, focuses on reparatory justice and racial healing. President Tinubu will deliver a speech at the summit's level meeting of the African Union Peace and Security Council, where discussions will center on current security challenges on the continent, including the escalating conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The president will participate in meetings on health financing, establishing an Africa Credit Rating Agency, and climate change. President Tinubu will return to Abuja on Monday, February 17, according to a statement issued by the Special Advisor to the President, Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike says the administration has expended 90% of the 2024 FCT budget estimates. The minister also disclosed that FCT Minister of State has been directed to interface with the striking LEA teachers to ensure quick resolution of the impasse, which was during the ongoing inspection tour of some projects. Onuze Yakubu reports.
The International Conference Center undergoing rehabilitation work was the first port of call during the inspection tour. Thereafter, the minister and his team inspected the ongoing construction of the Abuja division of the Court of Appeal complex in Jabi, Laikipiu. Then the Outer Northern Expressway, otherwise known as N20, where the minister was taking around the project sites, including the bridges. Impressed with the level and quality of work done, the minister reveals that 90% of the 2024 FCT budget estimate has so far been expended.
We believe, by the grace of God, that the budget will take over the International Conference Center by April and May. We also believe, as we agreed, the company carrying out the project of the Abuja division of the Court of Appeal. That will be handed over in September this year. And we have also agreed with Gilbert.
On the striking LEA teachers, Nyesom Wike discloses that the FCT Minister of State has been directed to interface with the teachers for quick resolution of the impasse.
It's unfortunate. It's a bit unfortunate that this issue of minimum wage is still out. But like I said, we'll make sure that the teachers will go back. We'll do everything we can to see that the area councils implement the minimum wage as approved by the National Assembly.
He, however, condemns the strike, saying that it is not the best option. Onuze Yakubu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, following the non-implementation of the 70% salary wage, the FCT primary school teachers area council staff commenced on another strike. Sophia Noma Uche went round to ascertain the situation, and here's what she brought back.
Witness greeted NTN's crew at the LEA Model Primary School Garki 2. Teachers say they were communicated through the teachers' WhatsApp group and were asked to commence strike.
A 40% peculiar that Baba Buhari implemented could not implement it to primary school teachers in FCT. Then 25 increment, salary increment as has been given.
When I came this morning, I have to address my children that they should leave the school. That is exactly what happened. Till further notice. It can be in a week time, it can be in 2 weeks time, it depending on the sitting between the NET and our employee.
Some school children were seen roaming in the school, obviously missing the school activities.
No pay teachers their salary.
Okay. So are you happy about it?
No.
Uh-oh. So what do you want the government to do?
They should pay the teachers their salary so they let them resume to school.
The LEA Festival Road Primary School Area 10 showed the school to be a shadow of itself. Acting Executive Chairman, FCT Universal Basic Education Board, Al-Hassan Sule says the strike is taking the federal government backwards because it is happening at a time there is a massive campaign for reducing out-of-school children.
Going on strike will not solve our problem. Let's accord our Honorable Minister, Barrister Yusuf Wuki, who has been doing everything possible to change the narratives of FC schools by engaging in school approach. We have school have been renovated, training and supports so that FCT schools will serve as a reference point to other states to emulate.
It was gathered that a similar strike was aborted last year, December, with the signing of a memorandum of understanding by joint unions and the council chairman. In Abuja, Sophia Noma Uche, NT News.
The Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMAC, has established a special task force to tackle the menace of touts and illegal revenue collectors who harass motorists in the city, tarnishing the council's image. Deborah Gazaji Micah reports that the AMAC chairman, represented by his special assistant on media and public affairs, announced this initiative at a one-day capacity building workshop for the revenue task team in Abuja.
The Abuja Municipal Area Council has trained about 200 personnel of its revenue tax team to operate professionally, shedding their previous reputation for touting. The team has been urged to redeem AMAC's image by conducting themselves in an orderly manner during field work and revenue generation enforcement.
Several have told them to work under the ambit of the law. They are our ambassadors. They are the ambassadors of Abuja Municipal Area Council, and the council is looking up to them, and also the public is also observing what they are doing. Those ones that always jump into people's car, arrest them, or losing plate numbers. Call the nearest police, or come to the information office of the council and report them. We know what to do.
Okay, so what is your advice to the trainees?
I've advised them.
In fact, we did twice in a year to train them and let them know how to collect this money. You know, collection of revenue is the sole responsibility of AMAC to collect this money. So what we are doing, because of the allegations, noise from everywhere, that is why we train our boys. And I pray that this training, I hope that they will use this training, they will utilize this training.
The training emphasized the importance of emotional intelligence and adherence to the law. Participants were taught to work within the legal framework to ensure seamless revenue collection.
If you don't have emotional intelligence to calm them down, talk to them nicely, and also collect the revenue the way you're supposed to collect.
We'll be trained and we'll be retrained in our mood and conduct while
on the road. That's why I'm here.
As part of its efforts to eradicate fake revenue collectors, AMAC advises the public to arrest and report any harassing revenue agents to the nearest police station. This measure aims to maintain order and prevent nuisance, as legitimate revenue personnel are trained to conduct themselves professionally. In Abuja, Deborah Gazaj-Michael, NTA News.
Meanwhile, service providers rendering assistance to victims of human trafficking and violence against persons have been encouraged to engage actively and share experiences that will shape collective approach to service delivery. This came to the fore at a one-day training convened by a non-governmental organization as a Watch Women and Children Intervention Center in Abuja to address challenges faced by victims of human trafficking and violence in the country. Onoze Yakubu reports that the training is in partnership with NAPTIP.
This gathering comprises groups of stakeholders, including policymakers, service providers, and all advocates, all united by a common goal of protecting the dignity and rights of victims of human trafficking and violence against persons. The Azawaj Women and Children Intervention Center is at the forefront of this initiative of empowering and protecting the vulnerable population, especially women and children in the society.
In this training, you are not just learning, you are paving the way to real change and defining what it means to support victims of human trafficking and violence against persons.
For the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, the training is a call to action and to reaffirm commitment to upholding the rights of victims and create a society free from exploitation.
As one of our 5 approaches, partnership plays a very pivotal role in combating human trafficking with support from partners and stakeholders.
We will explore topics such as etymology, the overview of the national policy on protection and assistance to trafficked persons in Nigeria, and the minimum standards.
Participants described as critical defenders of human rights and hope are encouraged to engage actively and share experiences that will shape the collective approach to service delivery.
We are very, very positive that this resource my name is Awad, in partnership with will spark meaningful conversations.
As part of their fight, they establish mobile trucks to rescue people who were sexually assaulted in a way to get them to a place where they can be properly tested.
The training is on policy guidelines and minimum standard for service providers rendering assistance to victims of human trafficking and violence against persons. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
And for a bit on politics, notable stakeholders of the AMAC APC are urging the party's national leadership to intervene and resolve emerging issues at the council level. This call to action follows a meeting convened by AMAC APC stakeholders. The report.
It is not the first time AMAC APC stakeholders have sought peace and calm. After a closed-door meeting, they briefed journalists, distancing themselves from the recent inauguration of AMAC APC executives.
We felt that the Congress that was held on 2021 still stands, so there is no need of any inauguration. And also, we felt that if we don't address it, it is a precondition that 2027 will be a problem to us. Not even 2027, 2026, because the area council election is by the corner.
For me, I don't think there is any faction, because there was only one Congress. I can all describe it as the same people causing the failure of elections in Abuja Municipal Area Council are back and are on it again.
They urge the party's national executive to intervene as this development puts AMAC APC at a disadvantage in future elections.
We are here for justice, for peace to reign within the party, in AMAC in particular. We urge the national headquarters of this party not to look sideways. They should look at and listen to the cries of the people who were sort of aggrieved because of this replacement. They are the constitutionally elected executives of the party through the proper Congress in 2021. And there shall never be any ESCO until after a Congress.
The stakeholders emphasized that there is no faction within AMAC APC, and the current situation reflects ongoing effort to maintain peace and stability within the party.
You're watching the news at 1 on NTH Channel 5 Abuja. Let's take a break now. More reports when we return. Please stay with us.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their social economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, 1 person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, 1 person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary healthcare center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
Many thanks for staying tuned. Now, the Catholic Pontiff, His Holiness Pope Francis, has proclaimed 2025 as a Jubilee Year of Hope, a sacred season of renewal, grace, and profound transformation is observed every 25 years in the Catholic Church. This was disclosed to newsmen at the 5th Annual Media Parley of the Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria.
According to Secretary General, Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria, Reverend Father Anyoleke Banjo, the Holy Year is a divine summon to rediscover faith, rekindle love, and restore hope in a world longing for redemption.
In his address to journalists and media workers during the Jubilee of the World Communications Day at the Vatican's Pope 6th Hall on January 25, 2025, Pope Francis stated that the role of the media and communicators in the Jubilee Year of Hope is to be narrators of hope.
Though the media pally provided the platform for the Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria as well as its National Directorate of Social Communication to appreciate and interact with journalists, all geared towards promoting the social evangelical mission of the church. The pally was also used to announce and introduce to the media the new leadership of the Secretariat and some of the activities and observances for the year, which includes the World Communications Day and the fourth plenary assembly of the Catholic Bishop Conference.
For Nigeria to be truly transformed, we must embrace the sacred duty of building a nation grounded in a civilization of love. And by this we mean love of God, love of one another, regardless of creed, regardless of tribe, and love of our country, more than we love ourselves.
It was a media pally, and journalists sought the church's opinion on some national issues, ranging from the 12-year basic compulsory education to paganism by young Nigerians, all in a bid to get rich by all means. Secretary General of the Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria urged journalists to champion truth and advocate for moral renewal in Nigeria.
The Nigeria Association of Women Journalists in Award FCT, led by Chairperson Basi Taipan, has cautioned adolescents, particularly young girls, to prioritize self-care and make healthy choices this Valentine's Day. In a statement, Chairperson Ipan emphasized the importance of deliberate decision-making to protect physical, emotional, and mental health. She encouraged young boys and girls to avoid risky behaviors, assuring them that an award remains committed to advocating for their rights, well-being, and future. As a media HIV advocate, Mrs. Ikpan's message underscores the significance of responsible choices during celebrations like Valentine's Day. Let's now join our business desk for business news.
Customers withdrawing money at automated teller machines of their banks in Nigeria would not be charged. Welcome to Business News this week. I am Aisha Ubali. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has imposed a withdrawal charge of between 100 and 600 naira for every 20,000 naira worth of interbank ATM withdrawals. The new policy eliminates the 3 free monthly withdrawals that customers enjoy on interbank ATM withdrawals. According to a CBN circular with the title Review of Automated Teller Machine Transactions Fee dated February 10, 2025, the new fees would take effect March 1, 2025. The Apex Bank said in response to rising costs and the need to improve the efficiency of automated teller machines, ATM services in the banking industry, the Central Bank of Nigeria has reviewed the ATM's transaction fees prescribed in Section 107 of the extant CBN Guide to Charges by Banks, Other Financial and Non-Bank Financial Institutions 2020. The CBN said customers withdrawing at the ATM of their financial institution in Nigeria would not be charged. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has asked the Minister of Communications and the Nigerian Communications Commission to put on hold the increase in the telecoms tariffs until the service improves. Lawmakers on Tuesday's plenary argued that increasing the tariffs currently would be unfair to Nigerians who already struggle with poor services. And now to local news. Our business correspondent caught up with Ikechukwu Emmanuel Ogwa, Managing Director of Great Icon Global Limited, and is confident that his shop has got you covered when it comes to top-notch tires and batteries. Located at Suite 1 Raji Plaza in Area 1, Ogwa believes his store is perfectly positioned to meet the growing demands for quality tires and batteries. He shared his insight in an exclusive interview with our business correspondent.
As a seasoned automobile businessman and dealer of top quality brand new tires and batteries, including inverter batteries, Ikechukwu Ogwa says he sources his products directly from manufacturers in China.
For batteries,
we give you battery, and after like some months, you can come back for us to run tests on your charging system to make sure that the charging system is working to enable the battery to last.
In Abuja, his company, Great Icon Global Limited, has already secured contracts to supply goods to various public and private offices. Additionally, customers can enjoy 3% discount on their purchases.
Factors that makes tire to, spoil, like bearings. Sometimes people will change their tire not knowing that the bearings are bad. We check your wheel bearings, your alignment, balancing, that they are in order.
Great Icon Global Limited prides itself on delivering exceptional services backed by 100% assurance of quality. In Abuja, Deborah Gazaj-Micah reporting for Business News.
And that's how we conclude Business News this week. Stay tuned. The news continues shortly.
And for the latest in the world of sports, here is Sports Brief.
After being sidelined from several international competitions due to a FIFA ban, the Russian Football Association has scheduled a high-profile friendly for their national team. The latest update from the football body reveals that Russia will take on Nigeria's Super Eagles in June. Prior to this, Russia will face Zambia in March. While the venue for the match has not yet been confirmed, it is expected to take place in Moscow, the capital of Russia. Elsewhere, Confederation of African Football (CAF) has unveiled the draw for the playoff stage of the 2024 Championship of African Nations. 7 teams that had withdrawn from the initial qualifiers were included in the draw. The first leg matches of the first round are scheduled between February 28 and March 2, with the return leg set to take place the following week. The second round of the playoffs is set to occur in May 2025. Still on football, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has revealed the draws for the 2025 Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. In the draw, held on Thursday, Nigeria's Flying Eagles were placed in Group B alongside Egypt, Morocco and South Africa. To boxing, Nigerian heavyweight boxer Efe Ajagba has fired another warning shot at Martin Bakole ahead of their International Boxing Federation title eliminator bout in May. This latest round follows Ajagba's previous warning when he shared footage of his devastating knockout victory over Brent Howard on social media. With Sports Brief, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
And with Sports Brief, we conclude the news at 1. There'll be more news at 7 this evening. Join us then and have a good afternoon.